What is going on, guys? Fitcho here, and welcome back to my MotoGP 17 career mode. Today, we're here for episode number 3 and round 2 of the Moto3 season, and today, we're heading to South America as the Argentine Grand Prix. So, here we are in Argentina, the Termas del Rio Hondo circuit. A pretty decent track, in my opinion. Not one of my favorites, but I really don't hate this track. It's not that bad. And now it is time for the 40-minute qualifying session as we head into the garage, getting ready to try and get out there on track, get psyched up to head to the track. Here we go. It is time to head out on track. Here we go, we are out on track here in Argentina in qualifying. We're coming up to the second last corner, about to start our first qualifying lap through the final corner across the line. As you can see, it's a very short run to the start-finish line. It is right on the exit of the final corner. Now the long straight down towards turn number 1, hard on the brakes. Keep the bike to the inside curb. It's a very long corner, then open up the throttle as we head up to this next left-hander, which is yet again another very slow hairpin here. This one is a little bit tighter than the previous one. Keep the bike well to the left on the exit, because then we have a flick to the right, and if you get the line right, that can be flat out on a Moto3 bike, but I didn't quite get it right on that lap. And now down the very long back straight, this is the best overtaking opportunity on the track, coming up the big hairpin at the end of the back straight, and of course you can get a big slipstream down this straight, and we're hard on the brakes all the way down to first gear through this very slow corner. We were down to about 70k an hour on the apex there, and then open it up again as we head through this fast, long left-hander. This is completely flat, a very long open corner, and then we're coming up to another big stop, hard on the brakes. This one is another hairpin pretty much, but not quite as tight as the second part of it. Really does open up, and you can let the throttle go there and open it up as now we come up to this mid-speed corner down to second gear usually, and you want to stay to the left because then it flicks back to the right over a hill there, and the bike can get very, very light over the top of there, and you don't want it getting light on you when you're got a little bit of lean angle going in through that fast left-hander. We're coming down towards the final 2 corners. This is also a good overtaking opportunity down into the penultimate corner right at the end of the lap. Keep the bike to the right on the exit, flick the bike to the left, and across the line. We did a 1:52.0 as we run off the track. That was definitely not our best lap. We can go a good 2 seconds quicker, I reckon, based on some of the practice I did earlier, and the fastest lap so far is a 1:50.4. I've gone faster than that in practice, so things are looking good for us. Fastest through the first sector, and now we get a nice slipstream down this very, very long back straight, really getting in the slipstream of Arenas, and now hard on the brakes for the hairpin. Get the bike pulled up and hold it tight to the inside curb. Almost 4/10 up thanks to that slipstream. As now we run it a little bit wide and get past Arenas, as we did get a bit more of a slipstream through that long left-hander because it acts a bit like a straight. We're going too deep, and he's gone back past us, and this is not what we want to be doing in qualifying. We don't want to be battling with other bikes, but we wanted to try and use his slipstream, and now he wants to try and get back past us. And across the line, a 1:50.8, 4/10 off pole position. Through the final corner, this has been a good lap, and it's a 1:50.009, and that puts us fastest by 0.37 of a second. Alright, I don't think I'm going to go any quicker than that 1:50.009 that I set without a really good tow. And I was trying to get a tow, but I just ended up getting in battles with other bikes instead of actually getting an effective tow like I did on that previous lap, that fastest lap that I did. So if we have a quick look at how things are standing, we are currently sitting in first place. In second place is Joan Mir with a 1:50.251. We're just going to skip to the end of the session now. Is anyone going to beat us? It doesn't look like anyone is going to get close enough. Mir improved only slightly though, and is still over 2/10 off us. And it looks like we have taken pole here in Argentina. So that is back-to-back pole positions from 2 races from 2. Our first 2 racers in Moto3 have taken pole position in both of them. So joining us on the front row of the grid is Joan Mir and Jorge Martin, with Romano Fenati, Aaron Canet, and Nicolo Bulliga on the second row. Then John McPhee, Fabio Di Gianantonio, and Nicolo Antonelli on the third row. So here we are in Argentina, and it is race day. It's 23 degrees and nice and sunny, and the track is up at 41 degrees. And we're going to be starting today's race on pole position. Let's go. So here we are coming into the garage, the calm before the storm. Just sitting down and gathering our thoughts before we head to the track, and that is exactly what we're going to do now. We get up. We get onto our bike. It is time for the Argentinian Grand Prix.
The riders have all lined up on the starting grid. We are mere seconds away from the start of what promises to be a sensational Grand Prix.
Here we go. It is race time here in Argentina as we get the bike up into first gear. The revs rise. The lights come on. And it's lights out, and away we go. The Argentinian Grand Prix is underway. We get a decent start from pole position. We've got Joan Mir already looking up our inside down into turn number 1. We're going to try to get across the cover, the inside line, but he barges his way through, and Jorge Martin follows him. And we have been knocked down to third place through turn number 1, but now up towards turn number 2. Just stay patient. We've gone a little bit too deep. That's going to open up the door, but nobody takes that opportunity, thankfully, as now through the right-hand king of 3. We swap back on Martin and retake second place as now we head on to the very long back straight. And this is absolute slipstream central. As you can see, we've got the slipstream on Joan Mir, and we move back into the lead of this race as we head down towards the hairpin. But I think Martin is going to take the lead from us down into the hairpin. Heavy braking zone. Jorge Martin and Joan Mir slip back up our inside. Martin goes slightly deep, and Canet comes out of absolutely nowhere and barges his way up into second place. And we've dropped down to third, and it looks like Joan Mir is leading from Canet and myself, and Jorge Martin as we now head down to this right-hander. Here comes Jorge Martin up our inside, and his teammate Di Gianantonio, and he barges Martin out of the way, and we've dropped down to fifth place. We're going to try it up the inside of Jorge Martin down into this left-hander. We can't quite do it as he's late on the brakes up the inside of his teammate Di Gianantonio, and he retakes third place. But hopefully this battling doesn't cost us too much time, as the front two are already starting to form a little bit of a gap. Here comes our teammate Antonelli up our inside, and John McPhee, Bulliga, and Ertel, and Bastianini. We've just lost 5 places in one corner. Just like that, we were barged wide by our teammate and McPhee, and everyone else just followed through. But now we have the slipstream past someone, and now we've hit Bastianini, just braking a little bit late. He's going to go very, very deep. McPhee is looking back up our inside as we really butchered that first corner. A very poor corner for us as we are down into 9th place right now, but we don't need to worry too much at this stage as long as we stay attached to this front battle as we slip past. I think that was Philip Ertel who lost a few places through turn 3 onto the back straight. We're on the back of the British talent rider John McPhee as Philip Ertel sneaks past us, and now this is where the slipstream comes into effect. We're in the slipstream of Ertel, and here comes, that is Minho up our inside down into the hairpin as our bikes absolutely all over the place. We've gone very, very deep, cut it back a little bit. We've got Romano Fenati there on our inside. We can't really cut it back as much as I wanted to. It's going side by side with Fenati, a little bit of contact there. We're sort of leaning on each other through this fast left-hander, but we get the position into 10th place as we're shuffled down from the lead of this race all the way down to 10th. Make that 12th, make that 13th as Livio Loya snuck through as well. We're down to 13th place. We're on the back of the Leopard rider. We sneak back on his inside as we head down to this left-hander. We've got Romano Fenati up next in front of us. Can we sneak it up the inside of Fenati? Yes, we can. We're going to force him a little bit wide. He's still right there beside us as we head down towards the penultimate corner, and I am very weak down here. Try to get the bike to the inside curb to defend that inside. Fenati is trying to push us wide and get into that gap as we're going to do the same to him through the final corner. We push him out wide and we retake 11th place. We're on the back of Bastianini now. Can we look up his inside down into the first corner with the help of a bit of slipstream and possibly sneak up the inside of Minho? No, we can't quite get up the inside of Minho there, but we are back in the top 10 here but it looks like that front two really have bolted from this battle pack, but it's not actually that much of a gap when we close up in the corners now. We're on the outside of Mino as we flick through turn number 3, and we get that position up into 9th place now on the back of our teammate, but Mino's coming back at us as we get a little bit wide on the exit of turn number 3, and now it is absolute slipstream central. There are bikes all over the place as we head down towards the hairpin. We're going to go late on the brakes, as late as we can, but it doesn't look like it's late enough as Jorge Martin is getting very, very wide. So is our teammate Antonelli, as Mino and Martin cut back on us and sneak back up our inside, but we've got past our teammate now into 9th place. Good exit out of that right-hander. Can we look up the inside of Mino down into this left-hander? Try to push him out of the way. Yes, we can. Up into 8th place. We've now got Jorge Martin on our inside as we go round his outside through this long left-hander now into 7th place. And up next is DG Antonio. But we get a little bit wide through that left-hander. Now we come up to probably my weakest corner on the track. I really need to get stronger under the brakes here. Get the bike back to the inside to defend that inside line, and we get through there quite nicely. We don't allow anyone to push us wide and sneak up the inside, as now we have Bulliger up in front of us as we start lap number 4 of 11. We head down towards the first corner late on the brakes up the inside of Bulliger. A little bit of contact, push him a little bit wide, but he's going to go right around our outside. No, he's not, as we have the better line through the corner. We are up into 6th places. Up next is John McPhee. Now we're going to flick right through turn number 3, get a nice run through there, and now onto the back straight in the slipstream of John McPhee. We've got a good run. You can just see how much the slipstream is helping. We're past McPhee. Now in the slipstream of DG Antonio as we are trying to go past another bike. I can't quite see who that is, but we've made up 3 positions just like that as we now jump onto the brakes, try to get the bike to the inside to defend, but DG Antonio and Bulliger push past, but DG Antonio has run wide and we sneak back past him, and now on the inside of Bulliger through this long left-hander, and we are back all the way into a podium place in 3rd place, and now we need to try and set about hunting down the front 2 that have broken away at the front of this pack a little bit. I think that is possibly Aaron Canet and Johan Mir, but they are battling as well, and hopefully if we can stop battling for long enough, we can just catch up to the back of them and pull them into this big battle pack. But as I was saying that, Bulliger has pushed back past us and retaken 3rd place. And there goes John McPhee up our inside as Philip Ertl is trying to follow him, and is getting very, very clustered on the exit there. And we have dropped down to 6th position just like that. And this is exactly not what I wanted, because we were trying to catch up to those lead 2 who are still just out of slipstream distance, but we're going to dive back up the inside of John McPhee. I think I have the pace if I can get to the front of this pack to try to reel those 2 in. We did have the pace in qualifying. We were able to qualify on pole position, but in this pack racing, it's just not going to work out. As there goes Giantonio sneaking up our inside through turn number 2, as now we're going to sneak up his inside through turn number 3 and onto the back straight. We're going to get into the slipstream of John McPhee up to 5th gear, up to 6th gear. We are gaining on him slowly, but he has slipstream off the bikes in front of him as well as we head down towards the hairpin at turn number 4. Oh, there goes Giantonio up our inside. We're trying to get the bike pulled to the inside to cover him off, but we couldn't quite get there, and he managed to get his bike there. But we're now going side by side through this long left-hander, just edge him out a little bit wide, and we should be able to hold on to this position. We take a bit of a tighter line into the corner, but he's now trying to go around our outside. We're going to wash wide a little bit and cover him off and hope he doesn't switch back to our inside. Oh, here comes DG Antonio up our inside into the penultimate corner. I am always weak there on the brakes, and if that's going to hurt me on the final lap, because there isn't really a chance to get back past after that corner. We don't have the full straight because the line is right at the start. We're going to try and go around the outside of Giantonio down into turn 1, but he pushes back past up the inside, and we can't quite switch back to his inside, and we are down to 7th. But as you can see, there's a bit of a gap in front of us to that battle of 3, which is starting to catch up to the front battle of 2. Now around the outside of Giantonio, and we get that move back up into 6th place, and now we need to really hope that we can get our head down and catch back up to this next pack. We're not going to be able to get our head down and catch up to them as DG Antonio is looking up our inside down into the hairpin. He's really backing it in there. The back of the bike slightly sideways. We sneak back up his inside as he goes a little bit deep there, and we hold on to 6th place for now. Oh, there comes DJ Antonio, just barging us out of the way there, and that made us pick up and lose a fair bit of time as our teammate Antonelli is now getting involved. And he dives up our inside. We're going to try to get across to cover off Mino, but we can't quite do that. But he can't make that move stick. We've only lost 1 place there, down to 8th place. We're going to swap back to the inside of our teammate. Can we make that move work? Not quite, as we now head down towards the hairpin. Can we try and move up the inside? I'm always weak here, so trying to go for an overtake probably isn't the best idea, and we cannot make that work as Antonelli gets a little bit wide there on the exit. Take a nice line through the final corner, gets up straight into the slipstream of Antonelli as we start lap number 7. There actually aren't that many laps left. There's been so much action in this Argentinian Grand Prix so far that I've lost track of the laps. As now we have Jorge Martin pushing back up our inside, and that's relegated us now down to 9th place. Onto the back straight we go on lap number 7, and we have dropped back a little bit off that front 5 as we're on the back of Antonelli. We got the inside of Jorge Martin, try to get the inside of our teammate. We're not confident enough on the brakes, not as confident as these other guys, and we can't make anything work. Down into the hairpin is now going to get challenged by Mino, who goes right around our outside through this fast left-hander. We're now down to 10th place. Right on the back of Mino, we get a nice exit off that fast left-hander. Can we try it? On the brakes, up the inside, down into the hairpin. We've got a nice line up the inside of Mino, and we make that move stick up into 9th place as the 3 in front of us are battling a lot. Martin has lost out of that battle, and he's not had the best run. Onto the pit straight with a bit of slipstream. Can we try something up the inside, down into the first corner? We're going to go for a very, very aggressive up the inside of our teammate Antonelli now. And we go a little bit deep. He slips back up our inside, and now we just sneak ahead of DJ Antonio there. We're now up into 7th place as we're on lap number 8. We don't have that long left. There's a battle for two-way battle for the lead, a 3-way battle for the final podium place, and then it's me and Antonelli fighting it out, and I think our chance of finishing in the top 5 is gone now. In the slipstream of our teammate, we pull to the inside and we retake 6th position as we head down towards the hairpin, but I doubt we're going to stay in 6th position as we're onto the brakes. As here comes DJ Antonio up our inside, but he's got a little bit deep. We push back up his inside and back into 6th place. Oh, here goes Jorge Martin and Mino up our inside. We're being relegated to 8th place just in 1 corner, just like that. This is what Moto3 racing is like, and you just got to be in that pack near the end and plan out a move near the end of the lap if you want to finish in a good position. As long as we're in the pack, we are still in with a chance of a decent finish as we get this corner a little bit wrong. Not the best run through there, and that could hurt us as we head down towards the penultimate corner. Is our teammate Antonelli gonna go for a move? We try to go late on the brakes, but he goes for it anyway, barges us out of the way, and he gets that move done for 8th place. Can we dive it up the inside of our teammate? Yes, we can. Back into 8th place. We've got Mino up next as we flick right through turn number 3 and onto the straight. We don't get the best run through there. We had a big lift through turn 3 just to get the bike on the track, and that will have affected our run onto this straight as we are now in the slipstream of our teammates. We head down towards the hairpin. It doesn't look like we're going to be able to do anything in terms of attacking the guys in front. We just need to hope that they run into each other a bit and we can get a good run off the corner. We go very wide there on the exit, get a good exit. We can't quite sneak up the inside of our teammate. We're going to stay right on the back of his bike through this long left-hander and down towards this tricky right-hander. Can we look up his inside? Yes, we can. We push him out of the way and up into 8th place as Mino comes right across our nose there. Oh, Antonelli has pushed us wide there in the braking zone for the hairpin, and that's allowed him to slip back through as we start the penultimate lap here in Argentina, lap 10 of 11 as we head down towards the first corner. Can we sneak up the inside of our teammate? Very late on the brakes, too late on the brakes in fact, as he sneaks back up our inside. We couldn't quite make that work as he's had a little bit of a tap, but I think that is Jorge Martin. In all this, I feel like our battle is closing back up to that battle for third place, a three-way battle. Third, fourth, and fifth. We are not quite close enough. I don't think we will be by the end of the race, but down the back straight for the second last time. Jorge Martinez going for the move as we head down towards the hairpin. Here comes our teammate Antonelli back up our inside. He's going to run it a bit deep. We're going to sneak back up his inside, and now we're going to go very wide on the exit. We get a better exit than Jorge Martinez. We're now side by side through this long left-hander, but he seems to have a slightly better run. He just edges in front of us there. We're going to dive up the inside into this right-hander. We should be able to get this move done. A little bit of grass, a bit too eager on the turn, and we've gone deep, and he slipped back up our inside, and we've dropped back to 8th place. And that was an aggressive move, sneaking up the inside of Jorge Martinez back into 11th places. Up next, we have Mino in front of us. Here we go, down towards the hairpin for the second last time in this race. And we've actually taken that quite nicely, very late on the brakes, and we don't have anyone challenging us. Up the inside, through the final corner, we are now starting the final lap of the Argentinian Grand Prix. We're in the slipstream of Mino. We look up his inside, down into turn number 1, and we should be able to get that move done. No, he's going to sneak back up our inside as we run it in a little bit too hot. We've dropped back down to 7th place, but don't worry. So much more overtaking is going to happen on this lap. As long as we're in the lead, coming out of the hairpin, we should be okay. As now we're on the back of Mino, and we've really caught up to that battle for 3rd place, and we could almost get involved by the end of this lap if I don't challenge Mino too much and we really push it as they are going. Almost 3 wide now as we head down the long back straight for the final time in the slipstream of Mino. We're going to look to the inside. You can see how much we're gaining it. Onto the brakes we go, down into the hairpin. We've run it a little bit deep. He's going to look back up our inside. We try to close the door on him, but we couldn't quite do it, and he's got the move done. And we are now right on the back of that battle for 3rd place with so little time left. I doubt we're going to be able to make our way through those blanks and into 3rd place, but there is a chance we can get better than 6th. Here we go, only 3 corners left here in Argentina as we head through the long left-handers. We now head out, down towards the penultimate corner, the last overtaking position on the track. We go late on the brakes, hope that these guys run into a little bit of strife with each other, but we're not quite close enough, and we can't make up any positions, unfortunately. We're going to round the final corner and cross the line in 7th place. Not quite a podium, but still a decent amount of points. It wasn't our best race. We got pushed around a little bit in that race. We didn't really stand our ground. And Johan Mir has actually gone and won the race. So that is not good news for our championship. Joining Mir on the podium was Aaron Canet and Nicolo Bulliger. And you got Philip Erdl in 4th, John McPhee in 5th, Andrea Mino in 6th, myself in 7th, Jorge Martin in 8th, Nicolo Antonelli, our teammate, in 9th, and Anea Bastianini rounding out the top 10. If we have a look at the championship standings, Johan Mir has extended his lead in the championship, winning both races so far, scoring the maximum points available to date, 50 points that is. Nicolo Bulliger has jumped us and jumped into 2nd place on 32 points, and then we've dropped down to 3rd place on 29 points, only 3 points back off Bulliger. Then we have Aaron Canet right behind us, only 1 point back, with Philip Erdl rounding out the top 5, only 3 points behind us. In the Constructors' standings, Honda are pulling away with back-to-back wins with their rider Johan Mir. They now have a maximum of 50 points. KTM are sitting in 2nd place with 36 points, and Mahindra and Peugeot are still yet to score any points at all. So, for that race, we have earned 10,428 reputation, bringing our total now up to 48,094 rep. So that is all for today, guys. Up next is the Red Bull Grand Prix of the Americas at the Circuit of the Americas, a track I know very, very well from Formula 1, but a track that from memory, I don't particularly like on a motorcycle, but we'll see how we do next time out, because that'll do it for today, guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, make sure to smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, make sure you do subscribe for more MotoGP 17 content and other racing game content such as Formula 1 and Dirt 4. Thank you guys so much for watching. I've been Fitcho, and I'll see you all next time.